Hello, my name is Joe Polyak, local San Francisco Bay Area real estate agent, and in this video I'm going over the current state of the San Mateo County real estate market, as well as some information about our local news and current events. Thanks for joining, and please, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button, hit the subscribe, and tap the little bell notification right next to it. So on Wednesday, May 14th, San Mateo County announced that it will be moving into a stage 2 of Governor Gavin Newsom's 4-stage plan, which on the California COVID-19 roadmap website states, Stage 2, lower risk workplaces gradually reopen retail, curbside only, manufacturing and logistics. Later, relax retail restrictions, adapt and reopen schools, childcare, offices, and limited hospitality personal services. I believe San Francisco also announced they will be entering Stage 2, and the other Bay Area counties have issued guidance that they will likely be entering Stage 2 next week, assuming that cases of COVID-19 continue to remain flat or decrease. So with the announcement, San Mateo says they will issue guidance with details of what this should look like for individuals and businesses by the end of this week. The San Francisco Bay Area as a whole has generally been a little slower than the state and most of the country in easing shelter-in-place restrictions. The LA Times website put together a great interactive map that shows the reopening status of each county in the state in relation to the state's guidelines. As you see, the Bay Area counties, surrounding counties, the Sacramento area, Los Angeles County, and San Diego County are opening up slower than the state guidelines, while Sutter County, Yuba County, and Modoc County are moving faster than what the state is recommending. Overall, San Mateo County and the Bay Area is taking a more cautious approach to easing shelter-in-place restrictions than most of the state and the country for that matter. But things are starting to look brighter by the day, and based on the overall low number of COVID-19 related hospitalizations and deaths in the Bay Area and California as a whole, it's continuing to look like our leaders have done the right thing. Now let's move on to the real estate market. So April was actually the first complete month of shelter in place, so this will allow us to see a clearer picture of what this has done to our local real estate market. So keep in mind that many of the closings in April still likely went into contract before the shelter-in-place began on March 16th. First, we're going to go over single-family home sales data. 307 new listings hit the market in April 2020. There were 374 new listings in the previous month, and April 2019 had 501 new listings hit the market. So that's almost a 40% drop in homes being listed for sale for the month of April, year over year. There were a total of 195 sold homes in April of 2020, and again, please remember that a fair proportion of those went into escrow before the shelter-in-place started. In March of this year, there were 279 sales, and in April of last year, there were 379 sales. A 30% drop and a 48% drop, respectively. So basically, real estate activity across the board is about half of what it likely would have been had there been no pandemic and no shelter in place. What's really interesting though is the median sales price in San Mateo County in April 2020 was $1.64 million. In March 2020, it was $1.75 million. In April 2019, it was $1,601,000. So the median price is down month over month, but up a little bit year over year. Median price per square foot was $957 in April 2020, $1,010 in March 2020, $967 in April 2019. So we're still hovering close to that $1,000 a square foot mark. So it just goes to show that although real estate activity has slowed down dramatically, prices have not really moved in any significant direction. I've been speaking with a lot of people about the real estate market recently, as I always do, and the most common thing that people are bringing up is whether or not prices are going to come down because of this. Well, obviously, none of us will be able to predict what actually happens, but what I would like to point out is that after the 2008 financial crisis, it took about 3 years for prices to hit bottom. You would have gotten a better deal buying a house in 2011 than you would have in 2009 or 2010. The real estate market is not the same as the stock market. If I wanted to sell $2 million of stocks today, I can click a button and it will probably be in my bank account tomorrow. If enough people do that at the same time, it causes prices to come down. If I want to sell my $2 million home, I need to move out of it and find another place to live. I would need to do some preparation work like painting, staging, etc. in order to maximize my sales price. I would have to put it on the market and do open houses, or in our case, virtual showings, until I get some offers. And then I have to go through an escrow process that usually takes about 30 days. This entire process, from me deciding to sell my house to actually having the money hit my account, could take anywhere from a few months to a few years, depending on how quickly I can make all of this happen. Well, if enough people decide they're going to sell their house at one time, it'll increase supply, and it should, in theory, cause home prices to drop. But it takes a much longer period of time for that to happen when you compare it to the stock market. So if we do see a correction in housing prices, it may take several months or even years until we hit anything close to a bottom, if a correction even comes at all, which many experts, investors, economists, and billionaires are all arguing about right now. The last point I want to make about single-family home data is the overall sales volume, which is just the number of homes sold multiplied by the price they were sold at. For the month of April 2020, that number was $393 million. March 2020, that number was $600 million. In April 2019, the total sales volume was $799 million. So that means that the total real estate market activity in April 2020 was down by 35% month over month and almost 50% year over year. That's truly astonishing when you were looking at those numbers, but maybe not so much when you consider the circumstances that we have all basically been on house arrest for the last 2 months. It goes to show that real estate agents, some of the most entrepreneurial people in the world, have figured out a way to make it happen in San Mateo County, in California, and all over the country for that matter. Okay, so let's jump over to condominium and townhome sales data. There were 79 new condo and townhome listings in San Mateo County in April 2020, 100 new listings in March 2020, and 139 new listings in April 2019. There were 76 sold condo and townhome listings in April 2020, 114 in March 2020, and 117 in April 2019. So again, new listings and sold properties were down significantly month over month as well as year over year, although not as drastic as it was for single family homes. Median price for April 2020 was $1,045,000, $1,015,000 for March 2020, and $940,000 for April 2019. So prices for condos and townhomes San Mateo County was up fairly significantly month over month and year over year. But when looking at price per square foot data, the story changes a little bit, because April 2020 median price per square foot was $795, $829 in March 2020, and $803 in April 2019. So although total median prices were up this year in April, price per square foot was down compared to both time periods. So I guess the condos and townhomes that did sell in April of this year were larger than in March 2020 and April 2019. Total sales volume for April 2020 was $83 million, $120 million in March 2020, and $120 million in April 2019. So all in all, the condo and townhome market is down about 30% from what it likely would have been during a normal spring selling season. Thanks so much for watching this video, and please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the bell notification right next to it, smash that like button, and please feel free to leave a comment and give me some feedback on the video or ask any questions you want about the local real estate market, and I'll do my best to answer personally as soon as possible. Stay safe, stay healthy, and for now, stay at home.